Seven English enrichment inputs. Let us see what the inputs are for today. First one, comprehension skill point of view. The source is the Hindu paper, one of the editorials, and today's topic is all about political defections. And this provides some sort of insight regarding polity, an important area that goes with SLEEP's acronym. What are the words you are going to learn today from the Hindu, from this source? Defections, plague, inception, brute, dissolution, vested, slight. And only once I got the essays I told you guys to write, but no problem. Try to do that. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter. One or two sentences also, it doesn't matter. About defections. And effective English, I have brought phrasal verbs: take over, take on, lay off, carry out, hand in. Grammar, important aspects are there, and there's one important rule. Coming to exam topics, today you're going to work on errors, phrasal verbs, and parajumble. Input one, English vocabulary. These are the exam topics you can easily deal with or tackle if you are good at vocabulary. Let us see the words. The very first word, entire source is based on defections. That is a key word for today. Defection, part of speech, noun, singular defection, defections, plural. See the context, ending defections on politics in Telangana. When do you want to end something? If something is negative, you want to stop it. Based on that, you have to understand it's a negative word. Let us see what exactly it means. The act of abandoning a person, a cause, or doctrine to which one is bound by some tie as of allegiance or duty. This is literal meaning, but generally when we say defection, what does it mean? Winning from a particular party ticket, representing a particular party, and going to some other party after winning. That's what we call defection. His defection from the political party. Usually it goes with political parties and politics. His defection from the political party surprised everyone. A typical combination. Political parties and defection from one party to another party. Desertion, abandonment, betrayal, apostasy. This is a word. This is a word we have got for the first time. You have to spend some time. SSC, you may get a word like this, and other words we have got many a time. But do remember, though they come under synonyms, based on the usage, they go with different context. You cannot take things for granted. Antonyms: loyalty, allegiance, adherence, commitment. Plague. Plague can be a noun, can be a verb. When we go to grammar section, I'll spend some time on this. But right now, you focus on the meaning of the word plague as a verb. True, first we'll see the context. True, such defections have plagued India and several states, including Telangana, since its inception in 2014, have seen mass defections. Plagued India means what? Defection is a negative word. Plagued India means contextually you have to understand troubled India. Troubling for a long time, we say plagued. Look at the meaning: to cause continual trouble or distress to, for a long time. The country was ravaged. Ravage is an important word. Usually it goes with natural disasters and to destroy, to devastate, to make a negative impact. The country was ravaged by the plague in the 14th century. One example, here used as a noun, a disease. The city has been plagued by crime in recent years, used as a verb, troubled by crime in recent years. Context is this: epidemic, disease, go with affliction, one group, first meaning. Torment, trouble, second meaning. Antonyms: boon, blessing, relief, health. Inception, part of speech, noun. Let us see the context. True, such defections have plagued India and several states, including Telangana, since its inception. Its inception, Telangana's inception, in 2014. Telangana came into existence in 2014. That means beginning of Telangana. Look at the meaning: the establishment or starting point of an institution or activity. Here, the starting point of the Telangana state. Since its inception, the company has grown rapidly. Ever since they started the company, it has been growing rapidly. Beginning, start, commencement, initiation. All simple words for you guys. Conclusion and termination, cessation, an important word worth remembering. Brute. Brute actually, literal meaning brute means animal. A person who behaves like an animal. Noun. But here brute adjective, a different meaning altogether. Look at the context. He was able to gather a brute majority. Majority is a positive word. Brute here goes with majority, which is a noun. Brute is an adjective. Here, brute means great, using a lot of force. Brute majority of 90 MLAs and the dissolution of the state unit of the Telugu Desam party, characterized by an absence of reasoning or intelligence. This is a literal meaning. Don't take the literal meaning. Some people behave like animals, then we use this. The brute force, here brute means great to a large extent. The brute force of the storm caused a significant damage. The literal meaning brute means savage, beast, barbarian, animalistic. All these go with noun, animal, that meaning. Antonyms gentle, kind, humane, an important word civilized, sophisticated, you can also use. This has been given many a time. Dissolution. Dissolve is a verb form, dissolution, noun form. He was able to garner a broad majority of 90 MLAs and the dissolution of the state unit of the Telugu Desam party. You should understand a particular party has been dissolved. Dissolve means what? Bring to an end, closing down, meaning, or dismissal of an assembly, partnership, or official body. The dissolution of their partnership was inevitable after the dispute. Initially, partners they had a dispute. Obviously, then something becomes inevitable, unstoppable. What is that? Dissolution of the partnership. Disintegration, termination, ending, breakup. Disintegration has a slight different connotation. You got to be careful. Formation, establishment, creation, consolidation. Vested has got two or three meanings. Usually it has a negative context, vested, but here different meaning. Part of speech adjective. This rule and absolute power is vested with. Here it has a positive connotation. Is vested with. It takes a preposition with. Means is with. They have the power of the assembly and the chair of the council. Look at the meaning. Secured in the position of, to have that power, assigned a person to a person, held completely, permanently, and inalienably. Basically, you have to remember vested with the authority means that person has the authority. One meaning, positive connotation. But look at this example. Generally, when we say vested interest, it has a negative connotation. I always tell students English has rules, English has exceptions. How do you know what exactly the exception is? No one can teach you. You have to expose. This is one platform I may teach, but here and there. But if you read the newspapers, English newspapers regularly for about 6 months or 9 months, you will be exposed to a variety of contexts and the language. Only then you understand all these subtle things, which are very important from the exam point of view. Here, though it is usually negative, here it is a positive context. Look at the example. She has a vested interest in the success of the project. Success of the project is something positive. She has a selfish interest, nothing wrong in that. Here it is positive. But generally, vested interest, ulterior motive, one expression you have to know, or selfish motive, usually negative, but here positive. Entrenched, deeply rooted, established, endowed means to have the power, secured. Non assigned, divested, deprived, stripped. This has a different connotation. Foster usually goes with children, child, foster child. Part of speech, adjective there, but here verb. As a verb, a different meaning. While he must serve in the interest of fostering principled democratic practices. Principled democratic practices, positive thing. Foster those practices, definitely it's a positive word. Seldom have speakers. This will get next sentence also, next slide also. What is the meaning to encourage the development or growth of something? Foster something, develop, encourage the development or growth of something. The teacher played a crucial role in fostering a love of reading in her students. A very good teacher. The teacher played a crucial role, important role in fostering, developing, encouraging the development of a love of reading in her students. Nurturing, generally fostering, nurturing, they go hand in hand. We use synonyms. Promoting, encouraging, supporting. Neglecting, hindering, suppressing. All are familiar words. Slight. Generally, we all know slight. Here, I would like to spend a few minutes on an important exam topic. There is a model called sync model. This was introduced by RBI. What is the sync model? In English, we have a few words, many words for that matter. They have multiple meanings. So, sync model, they give two sentences, each one with a blank, and they give five options. You have to choose a word with multiple meanings that goes with both the sentences, and both the sentences have different contexts. And this is an important exam topic, only a few can handle. Those who know the different meanings of a particular word can handle sync model. Others cannot handle. Here, slight change, subtle change, that is adjective, but as a verb, different meaning altogether. Mr. Kumar's defection has particularly caused some disquiet in the Congress as it has slighted T. Jeevan Reddy. It has slighted means disturbed, you have to understand. To insult by treating or speaking of them without proper respect or attention. Here, what does it mean? Insult. You cannot guess also. Imagine same word given in the exam and one sentence, the context goes with insulting. You will not think of the word slight. Usually we don't think of that. So that way, this is an important word of the day, I would like to say. He felt slighted when his contributions were ignored. Someone contributed a lot in the development of the organization, but those contributions were ignored, then obviously that person feels insulted. So he felt slighted, means insulted. Insulted, snubbed, an important word. Disregarded, not respected, disrespected. Respected, honored, acknowledged, esteemed. Those are the words from today's source. Now let us go to the actual source, defections. Where does it help? Passage, close test, parajumble, scrambled sentences. Try to, I will also read, you also read simultaneously. What is a stimulus? Ending defections on politics in Telangana. This is based on a recent event where, or incident where, a particular MLA of BRS party shifted to Congress party. Based on that, that is a stimulus. This article has been written. Both mean the same, no difference at all. Subtle, slight, one and the same. What is the main idea? Engineering defections, causing defections goes against the spirit of the people's mandate. Mandate, you can also think of the word people's verdict. Whenever there are elections, people give the majority to a particular party and that party forms the government. That is known as people's mandate or electoral mandate, electoral verdict. And defections go against the spirit of people's mandate or people's verdict. Engineering, causing, designing. Here it has a negative connotation. Please read simultaneously. First, I will read silently. You also do the same thing. Then I'll read aloud. With the defection of MLA M. Sanjay Kumar, who represents the Jagatyal constituency in Telangana, from the Bharat Rashtra Samiti BRS to the ruling Congress, the strength of the principal opposition has come down from 39 to 33 in state assembly. What does it mean? A recent incident, one particular MLA, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, he represents Jagachal constituency, he represents BRS party, he has defected to the Congress party. Based on that, the main opposition party right now in Telangana, BRS, the number has gone down from 39 to 33. That's what the sentence says. True, such defections have plagued India and several states, including Telangana, since its inception in 2014, have seen mass defections. This is a problem, defections a problem, and the writer uses the problem has troubled for a long time India, both India and states. Based on that, the word plagued has been used. True, such defections have plagued India and several states, including Telangana since its inception in 2014. Telangana, since its inception in 2014, have seen both India and the states, including this, mass defections on large scale. Now, going to the past, editorial provides a sort of insight what Telangana, what BRS did way back in 2014. Despite winning 63 of the 119 assembly seats, they got the majority. Based on that, despite winning 63 of the 119 assembly seats, Telangana's first chief minister, the BRS's K. Chandrasekhar Rao, effected, remember that when we go to grammar, I will explain, series of defections across the political opposition until he was able to garner a brute majority of 90 MLAs and the dissolution of the state unit of the Telugu Desam party by the end of his first term in office in 2018. What does it mean? Way back when Telangana was formed, 2014, the BRS got 63 constituencies, BRS won. In spite of that, it encouraged the defections, and because of defections, the number went up to 90 MLAs from 63. In that process, a particular party, entire party got dissolved. Which party is that? Dissolution of the state unit of the Telugu Desam party by when? By the end of his first term in office in 2018. Such defections, much like the current case, violated the 10th schedule of India's 1985 anti-defection law, which was amended in 2003 to provide an exception to disqualification if the defectors formed two-thirds of a party and merged with another party. This talks about the law behind, the violation behind the law. Such defections, much like the current case, violated a particular law. Which one is that? 10th schedule of India's 1985 anti-defection law, and it was amended in 2003. The amendment provided something to provide an exception to disqualifications. They won't be disqualified provided if the defectors form two-thirds of a party and merged with another party. Then no disqualification. Read this also. This rule and the absolute power vested with the Speaker of the Assembly and the Chair of the Council to decide on members' disqualifications without setting any time limit to do so have often rendered the law ineffective. Ineffective. What does it mean? To disqualify the MLA who has defected a particular party from a particular party, to make that MLA disqualified, the power is with there are two sources. One, the Speaker of the Assembly, the other, the Chair of the Council. They can disqualify, but unfortunately, no time limit, without setting any time limit to do so. This has made the law ineffective. No time limit, no one can question. The Telangana Assembly Speaker is a ruling party's Vikarabad MLA Gaddam Prasad Kumar. He has one responsibility. What is that? While he must serve in the interest of fostering principled democratic practices, seldom have speakers in the states or at the center risen above their party diktats. Diktat means order. They're supposed to foster, encourage principled democratic practices, but rarely, seldom means rarely, they have done that. When we go to grammar section, I will explain. It is something important. Don't touch now. Read this. Mr. Kumar's defection has particularly caused, what is the impact of this defection? Caused some disquiet in the Congress as it has slighted, insulted T. Jeevan Reddy, the candidate who lost the Jagatyal assembly seat. Mr. Mr. Reddy now serves as a Congress MLC. Now the editorial goes into past. The Telangana Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy has been accused of attempting defections in the past. The most infamous, notorious, being his attempt in 2015 when he was a TDP member to bribe a nominated member of the House, Elvis Stephenson, to vote in favor of the TDP. This talks about a past incident. Read this one. These defections go against the spirit of participatory democracy, where the existence of a strong opposition enhances governance and acts as a check on unilateral decisions taken by the ruling government. What the editorial says, these defections at the outset go against the spirit of participatory democracy. And besides that, where the existence of a strong opposition, imagine all the MLAs defect, there won't be any strong opposition. What is the importance of strong opposition? The existence of a strong opposition enhances governance, better governance, and acts as a check on unilateral decisions taken by the ruling government. If there is no opposition, obviously there is going to be some sort of negative impact. What is that? Ruling party will take unilateral decisions single handedly based on whims and fancies. The experience of the past 10 years, both in New Delhi and in Hyderabad, has made apparent the dangers of parties with brute majorities. If you look at the last 10 years, not only Delhi as well as states, the parties with brute majority, not advisable. What is the reason? Negative impact possibility. The experience says that. The experience of the past 10 years, both in New Delhi and in Hyderabad, has made apparent, obvious, the dangers of parties with brute majorities. With a strong opposition, I'll be starting this week. Wait, before this week, you'll come to know. With a stronger opposition at the center in 2024, perhaps it is time to seek more amendments to the anti defection law. Now we have a strong opposition. Based on that, perhaps time has come to seek more amendments to the anti defection law. Please ask these questions at the fag end of the session, not while analysis is going on, unnecessary distraction. I've told many a time. Prescribing a timeline for speakers and chairperson to decide on disqualifications might not be enough. One lacuna, no time limit for speakers and the chairpersons, but that itself may not be enough. What is required, the power must be vested with an independent election commission. That's what the editorial says. Let us go to questions, comprehension skill based questions. Read the first one and try to answer. What recent political event in Telangana does the editorial discuss? The defection of MLA M. Sanjay Kumar from BRS to Congress. Not these. Straight away. What legal provision is primarily discussed in the context of defections in the editorial? The 10th schedule of India's 1985 anti defection law clearly mentioned. Answer is the first option. What problem does the editorial highlight about the current anti defection law? The speaker's no time limit. Based on that, it lacks a time limit for decisions on disqualifications. C is the answer. What suggestion does the editorial make to improve the anti defection law? Vesting the power to decide on qualifications with an independent election commission. This is a stand taken by the editorial. What does the editorial identify as essential for enhancing governance and checking unilateral decisions by the ruling government with brute majority? There should be a strong opposition, clearly mentioned. All these are based on explicit information. Grammar inputs. True, such defections have plagued India. Plague can be a noun, plague can be a verb. As a noun, it means what? Disease. Then you have to recollect something important. What are you supposed to recollect? Before certain diseases, we have to use a definite article the. the plague, the flu, the measles, the mumps, the rickets. Telangana's first chief minister, the BRS's K. Chandrasekhar Rao, effected. This is again important. Our students know affect is a verb. Effect can be usually a noun used as a noun. It can also be a verb. Effected a series of defections means caused a series of defections. And you should also recollect this one. Till students ask me, sir, what is the difference between till and until? During the 17th century, this word until came into existence initially, that later got changed to till. Both mean the same, no difference whatsoever. And you have to recollect another word, unless. Till, until they talk about time, unless talks about condition. That difference you have to know. Seldom have speakers in the states or at the center. Here, have speakers arisen above their party's dictats? Question, interrogative form. Why should we use interrogative form here? Why not affirmative form? Usually, educators say law of inversion. This is not physics, it is not a law. Form is important. Here, seldom is a negative word. Means what? Rarely. Seldom means rarely. When we use, when we begin a sentence with a negative word, what are the other important negative words? Scarcely, hardly, barely, no sooner. No sooner takes the word than, scarcely, barely, hardly take the word when. When we begin a sentence with a negative word, we should use the clause in the interrogative form. With a stronger opposition at the center in 2024, it is time. Whenever you come across it is time, it is high time. Do remember uh, the verb should be in the past form. It is time you started your preparation. It is high time you started your preparation. Prescribing a timeline for speakers and chairpersons to decide on disqualifications might not be enough. The word enough can be adjective, it can be adverb. As an adverb, it is very important. She is enough intelligent. Is this right or wrong? Wrong. We have to say she is intelligent enough, big enough, intelligent enough, large enough. This combination is very important. Effective English inputs today have brought phrasal verbs. Try to go through quickly. Take over. One company takes over another company. That means what? Take control of something. D is the meaning. Take on. Take on employees means to accept new employees. Lay off at the time of recession, employees to dismiss employees. Laid off, B. Carry out, execute, to do a job. Here you have to think execute. C. Hand in, usually it goes with papers, resignation, to submit. Take over, take on, lay off, carry out, hand in. Important. Exam top rules. What is the rule for today? Grammar rule. Read the sentence, tell me whether it is right or wrong. The committee was divided in its opinion. Here there is a collective noun. Collective noun. What is that collective noun? Committee. Then rules are there, two rules. What is the first one? Collective nouns take singular verb usually. Uh, I'm sorry. Collective nouns usually take a singular verb, a singular pronoun. First rule. Second rule, collective nouns take plural verb, plural pronoun if there is a division. If there is a division. Here there is a division. Then you cannot use Was. You cannot use its. This has been given many a time. Very good. What are the important collective nouns you have to recollect? One is committee, then jury, then team, then staff, family, group. All these come under collective nouns. You have to recollect. I don't know, only three students responded. Perhaps you need inputs. Write about defections. Tomorrow I will start with inputs. And exam topics, all these exam topics. Try to answer these quickly. I'm running out of time. Errors. Human babies whose mothers have had flu. I have just given the rule. Before diseases, we have to use a definite article the. Based on that, we have an error in the second part. Have had the flu, not simply flu. The plague, the flu, the measles, the mumps, the rickets, the flu. Only flu, not correct. The flu, correct. The RBI has proposed to introduce polymer notes after taking into considering. You have to stop here. You don't have to go beyond. Take into. Take into. After that, we need a noun. Considering is not cannot be used as a noun. What is a noun form of consider? Consideration. Take into consideration. We have to use. Question is related to word form. Yes. As many 2000 people were on the streets. You don't have to go beyond. As many as many as big as. We need as. Coming to the last slide, parajumble. To meet, hold that one. Rooftop solar, hold this one. The countries, hold this also. No subject, no. As of March 31st, the total installed. Basically, what is this about? It is about a rooftop solar has a potential to revolutionize India's energy landscape. It is about that, offering a sustainable, decentralized, affordable solution. BD one pair. It's about rooftop solar energy. And after that, what? The country's installed RTS capacity increased by 2.99 gigawatt in 23-24, the highest growth reported in a year. As of March, first 23-24, then latest information as of March this year. That means a C and E one pair. And what is the last one? To meet rising energy demand, India needs to double down on its efforts to expand its RTS potential. A. So what is the correct order? BDCEA. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. Have a nice day. Do remember to subscribe and share. I'll provide the PDF in the afternoon. Try to access. For that, join the Telegram group.